injuring up to 12 people, according to the Sheriff's Department. We can tell you at this hour, according to the Sheriff's Department, Congresswoman Giffords has been injured. We do not know to what extent. We do know several people were lifeline helicoptered to University Medical Center. We will, of course, continue following this developing and breaking news all throughout the day. We'll bring you the latest information as it becomes available. You can see several Northwest ambulance parked there in the parking lot. You can see a lot of sheriff's deputies here surrounded. The entire complex here, I'm not sure if you know it, it's a pretty big complex here at Ina and Oracle, is totally roped off by the Sheriff's Department right now. We are giving you the best look we can from atop our live truck, but we can tell you at this hour that according to the Sheriff's Department, Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was injured. In some reports, she has been shot. We were told that up to 12 people were shot during this incident here at the Safeway grocery store. According to the Sheriff's Department, one person, possibly working with someone else, but they said for sure one person entered into this situation where the Congresswoman was holding one of her Congress on the corners, as she does on many Saturday mornings for people in the community. And we are being told that during that event, someone, about 15 minutes into that event, someone came in and opened fire.
A minimum of 7 people have been shot. I've heard upwards of 12 people. It's been absolutely chaotic here over the last hour or so, just with air ambulances, with ground ambulances, and of course Life Flight coming here to the trauma center, making sure that people are getting the attention they deserve. Again, we can confirm that the Congresswoman Gabby Giffords is among the victims.
This is a live picture right now of a helicopter coming into University Medical Center. We're not sure if they're transporting a patient from the scene at this point. But Soma Sias is out there. He's going to try to find out for us and let us know. We do know at least 9 other people, including members of Congresswoman Gifford's staff, were hurt. Yeah, this is Ina Oracle area near the Safeway Center. You can see officers are diverting traffic there. They're turning them around. We understand 4 people are dead in the shooting. 7 injured.
In fact, we're going to go back to EJ right now to tell us exactly what he saw. EJ.
Teresa, about 10:30 this morning, I saw 3 medical helicopters landing on Ina just west of Oracle. Obviously a pretty chaotic scene out there. Every emergency team you can imagine was called to the scene going on there. Traffic on Oracle northbound was absolutely at a standstill. I parked my car over near I believe it's a Whole Foods over there on the corner, ran across the street. A lot of the video that we've been showing was the video I shot. It was pretty chaotic, but I have to say the emergency crews they had their act together. It was very calm. I saw a lot of emotion, honestly, a lot of people hugging, a lot of crying going on at the scene. I'm not sure what was going on. I couldn't get any kind of information because I had to be pulled back at the time.
I also want to take you to our KOLD Facebook page, and people are kind of starting to share their thoughts. We'd like to hear from you if you were actually at the scene, heard anything, saw anything. Please give us a call into our newsroom or get in contact with us through the internet.
This is a situation where the Sheriff's Department will be out here all day investigating, trying to figure out exactly what happened, who the suspect is, but it can tell you that a suspect was taken into custody here at this store after the shooting this morning. Some reports that that shooter was tackled by people here on scene.
We just got word that Congresswoman Giffords, as we told you, unconfirmed reports that she had died. We have confirmed that she is in surgery right now at University Medical Center.
But the confirmation is not there that she has died.
No, I mean, you can read about it. We've heard from different sources that she is, but, you know, we're not going to pass on any information until we get it confirmed her spokesperson is telling us that.
This just shows the difficulty sometimes in covering a story like this. It's very, very hard because, you know, we are relying on information coming from the hospital and from other sources, and rumor and speculation just flies in cases like this. So the folks at home, you must understand that we are getting information. We're doing this on the fly, as we say in the news business, and so a lot of the information that comes to us is not confirmed yet.
At the point I was running up, someone was screaming that the gunman was getting away. I don't know if he was on foot or if he was in a car. I don't know.
We aren't sure exactly if they were just doing a routine check or if they were looking for information from that suspect's vehicle, if that suspect even had a vehicle here. We are not sure how that suspect got there, but we are told that that suspect walked up with one gun, possibly multiple guns, according to the Sheriff's Department, and opened fire on this Congress on your corner.
Well, and we are hearing from some of you on our Facebook page, kind of clarifying that, you know, I'm hearing two different things. I'm confused. There's some confusion. And again, that's because some of the national media reports have been saying that Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords is one of the fatal victims. But again, we want to clarify, we're getting information from her press folks here in Tucson that she is in surgery currently, and they have in fact asked the national media to retract those statements of her death.
That an aide to Gabrielle Giffords has died. Again, 4 people, now 5 dead in the shooting incident at Oracle and Ina.
It is beyond belief. It's immoral, it's unethical, it's illegal, it's so grave. It really, I don't want this to scare anybody off from doing their job.
What was she doing at the time?
Yeah, she was talking to an elderly couple. So she was doing what she does. She was just meeting the people.
10 patients, 1 dead, 5 critical, 5 operating room?
Correct. So again, 10 patients that we have received at the current time period. 1 patient is dead here at the hospital. We have 5 patients in critical condition and 5 patients in the operating room right now undergoing surgery.
Can you tell us if the Congresswoman is one of the deceased?
No, the Congresswoman is not deceased.
One of these days here at UMC where the sigh of relief when that was announced.
And also I can mention that when the doctor announced that a young child was the person who had died, there were a lot of, wow, I almost cries in the room. It's a very emotional day.
More and more people are converging on the hospital with questions. Of course, throughout the morning and early afternoon, they've been able to watch our broadcast and in other media outlets and get some idea of what's going on. A good number of people are showing up here on scene to lend their support, their moral support for Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. If we're going to scroll over here, we can show you just off of in front of the hospital. There are a number of people here. They're just gathering for, you know, what appears to be just sort of a makeshift prayer session. I saw some people talking amongst themselves, wishing each other well. City Councilwoman Karen Ulick was among those at the corner here, just lending her support to some of the constituents of our city.
I'm live out here on Swan and Pima at Congresswoman Gabrielle Gifford's office, where people are coming out in droves to show their support. I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way here a moment so that you can sort of see. Now, we're not showing you people right now, but we're showing you what they have brought. They have flowers, they have candles, they have pictures. If we can come down, there's a sign down here that says, "What a loss."
When Dr. Reese said that he's optimistic about her prognosis right now, then that must be reassuring to you.
It is heartening.
Yeah. I see you've got tears in your eyes now. I can't imagine what you're going through.
It's very sad.
All right, well, CJ, thank you very much.
That's
CJ Carmagen from Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords' office. You can see that everybody it's hard to put into words what has happened here today in Tucson, from people who knew her, people who ran against her, people just having a hard time putting it all and just wrapping their emotions around all of this.
Been combing the web here looking for information about one Jared Loeffner, and we did catch a snapshot of his MySpace page. Before it was taken down off of the web, we have been cross-referencing his photo on his MySpace with that of his yearbook from Mountain View High School and that which was on file with the local newspaper. And this just in is 8 hours ago, a posting on this very web page is that he says, "Goodbye, friends." It was last posting 8 hours ago. You see the picture of Jared Loeffner there once again.
Absolutely devastating and disgusting to me that, you know, I really feel this is fueled by hate and an innocent, you know, more than a few innocent people were hurt, killed along the way. It's just absolutely devastating and disgusting.
Sheriff spokesperson there saying they're going to be serving search warrants, and,
Right.
and I don't want to assume anything, but we do know that authorities are out at his family's home on the northwest side.
And Dan Morris is there right now with more on that. Dan?
Yeah, Mindy, but I think that would be a safe assumption to assume that they are going to be out here at the home of Jared Loeffner. At least his parents live out here. We're on the northwest side, off of Old Father between Ina and Cortero. And as you can see, the home has been completely cordoned off, surrounded by yellow tape. You see some detectives, some Pima County Sheriff's Office deputies out here. There is at least 6 to 8 cop cars on the street. We are exactly on Soledad Avenue is the name of the street of the home. It's right near Soledad and Orangewood. Again, this is off Cortero.
House today, why?
Just want to see if the road was blocked off, see what was going on.
Do you live around here?
I live about 5 minutes away.
So, you feel like this is, comes pretty close to you?
No, I mean, it hits home, Tucson, and then it's on the, national news.
Live with this, but this is a guy who went to high school with the accused shooter. Didn't know him personally, but just as you heard, he reportedly ran into him in the hallways and everything. So he's actually going to go get his phone now and show us a picture of him.
Me turning around, seeing what had happened up front with people on the ground.
Yeah, and what did you see? Give us some eyewitness account of what you saw.
You know, I had saw Giffords was on the ground. She wasn't moving. People were around her. The other people were scrambling to pull bodies into the store. Staff was running to the back to grab robes to put over the people that were on the ground.
The accused shooter's parents live just 3 doors down from him. We are getting a little bit more movement on the side of the sheriff's department. You can see this truck just pulled into the scene about 5 minutes ago. They began unloading some gear. I can assume that maybe they're going to be going into the house. That maybe they finally do have a search warrant to make their entrance.
They were serving a variety of search warrants in relation to Loeffner, and they didn't know if he got there by driving to the Safeway or if he had a vehicle at the Safeway. They were still pulling video, surveillance video, to try to figure out just how Loeffner arrived at that Safeway.
Well, actually, right now, it's pretty much the same that we've been seeing for the last few hours. The sheriff's deputies are in the parking lot, still blocking off the entire scene, and many of those cars that we've been talking about today are still in that parking lot.
Circle of prayer, I've been told, for the victims in this horrible shooting. Now, I want you to see that right now we're in the middle of afternoon drive time traffic, lots of cars going by, but I want Jason's panning over to show you the building. This is Gabrielle Gifford's office building.
And the reason this person told me that they sold their home is because of the Loeffner family. He described the father of Jared Loeffner as crazy and nuts.
All told, upwards of 19 people were shot or injured through the course of this, 6 confirmed dead. Among those, the fatalities, a 9-year-old girl who passed away as a result of the events here this morning. When you hear about the gravity of something so terrible happening in our own backyard, how did that hit you, and what goes through your mind? Are you even able to process it, several hours later?
Yeah, it definitely takes some processing. I mean, I was definitely shaken and scared, and my head was spinning.
As Dan mentioned, she's just 9 years old. Apparently she's a 3rd grader, and according to the Arizona Republic, a neighbor said that they were going to the Giffords event and invited Christina along because she thought that the 9-year-old girl would enjoy it.
People have been asking more and more about what kind of a person the suspect is, and obviously we can go here to something that he posted on YouTube. Now, there's no picture here. However, he does say, and we'll read a couple of pages here, "This video is my introduction to you. My favorite activity is conscious dreaming. The greatest inspiration for my political business information. Some of you don't dream, sadly." And if we go to another page here, this is, and these are his postings on YouTube. We also have a conversation that a number of students had today on the internet.
He had shot her in the head. And then he just continued firing. At that point, I was a bit stunned for a brief second, for an instant, and then I kind of got behind this concrete post that was there. As he continued firing, I then got down on the ground and, acted like I had been shot and was dead, so that he wouldn't. I wouldn't be a target.
A nurse who witnessed the shooting said that a group of men tackled the suspect. He is now in custody, and police have cordoned off his house. Ambulances started arriving at the scene and helicopters flying patients to several hospitals. We now know the names of the 6 victims shot and killed.
Yes, we've learned this information in just the past couple of hours. They are 63-year-old Judge John Roll, 76-year-old Dorothy Murray, 76-year-old Dorwin Stoddard, 9-year-old Christina Green, and 79-year-old Phyllis Scheck, and 30-year-old Gabriel Zimmerman, who happens to be an aide to Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. And of course, we do have crews all over the scene. We've been covering all of the late-breaking angles of this tragedy in Tucson, and we will continue to keep you posted.